Hi again, and today we'd like to answer a common question we get, which is, what skills do I need to buy websites for profit? And that's a really good question, because most of our students who start with us have zero experience online. Some of them struggle with email. So they often people say they hear what we do and they think, oh man, that's awesome, but I'm not technical. I don't know if I could do that. So let's go through some of the skills that you actually need to develop in order to successfully buy websites for profit.
Because it's probably not what you think. And the great news is, as Liz said, we do have complete beginners doing this. Particularly people who may not have grown up with computers. A lot of us haven't grown up using computers a lot, particularly in a money-making sense. So there is some specific skills though that are really that we teach. So you don't have to come in with these skills, but these are the skills that you can learn to make your journey very successful online, so that you can make money online off these websites.
Yeah, and we've learned this over the years too. From coaching people for so long, we can see what are the skills that we need to develop in people so that they can be successful at this. So number one, and this is where we start all our students, which is you need to understand websites. You need to understand how they work. You need to be able to build a website yourself, and not from coding, and no coding required.
No, definitely no coding.
It's more about, no, Matt does not code.
No.
Neither do I. So it's not about coding. It's actually about just understanding how websites go together, how a good website that actually converts and makes sales and makes money, what does that look like? Where do I put what where? And also understanding the back end of how websites, how you manage a website, how you keep a website secure and all that sort of stuff. That's really important. It's kind of like you need to understand the background so that when you build your portfolio, you know what your outsourcers are doing and you understand what's happening. You can talk with confidence and about your websites and knowing what you need to do with them. And we find it's really interesting when even the most technophobic or person who's never done any online stuff, if you go through step by step, one of my favorite things is when people build their first website and just go, and they feel more empowered, so much more empowered, and also excited because they actually know, a lot of them, because a lot of our students are 40 plus, and they now know more than their kids. And they go, I know more than the kids about this. But also even 20-year-olds, I'm surprised actually, you use the internet a lot and you use websites, but you actually don't understand what's going on in the background. And it is a very, very powerful thing. We've got lots of teenagers who are learning with their parents, learning how to design and build websites. And actually, Liam, the other day, he's 14 and he built a website, sold it for $2,000. Now to a 14-year-old, that's like, woo, this is like
King's ransom.
Cash raining down.
So his mum said, Liam's homeschooled and he's looking at this now as a career and realising he doesn't have to go to uni if he doesn't want to.
But he can if he wants.
He can support himself when he goes to uni, but that's life-changing at that
age.
It's
better than a lemonade stand.
Yes, it is. That's right.
Took a lot less time.
And one of my favourite stories is, and one of my favourite clients to personally coach over the years is the beautiful Miss Chris.
We linked to Chris's
and
interview.
Mark, we're doing a link in here to the most recent update where we've followed Chris's journey over the last 5 or 6 years that she's been with us. But it's really cute. She was those of you who know us and saw Chris at our event when she got up and said, it's the classic line, when I started this, Matt, I said to Mark, I don't even know where emails go. I've got no idea how this works. I don't like computers. I don't want to work them. And if you watch her most recent interview, you'll see she works from home in rural Victoria. Now she does house sitting of these luxury houses out in the country, and she just sits there with a laptop and she makes money offline. So this is someone who, when I think of someone who is really technophobic, who's overcome that, learnt these skills. And what's great about Chris and all our students is, as Liz said, the big skill that she learned was how websites work, because she literally didn't know where emails went and had no idea how these websites work. If you can learn that, and that's what we're good at, that's what we love doing. We love teaching beginners how these websites work, how this online space works, even how they're monetized. Again, I want to reiterate, you don't have to be that technical yourself, because as long as you've got that basic understanding, we outsource it to technical people to do the work. We can kind of project manage them, but you need that first bit of knowledge. How do these websites work? What's some basic, the basic technical side behind them?
Okay, so now the second thing, the second skill that we teach all of our students is actually more strategic. It's about understanding at a bigger picture level what they want and what sort of websites they're buying, targeting specific websites based on what they want to create in their life. So if they're in a space where they want to create cash flow, then there's a slightly different strategy than if they're in a space where they're trying to build up assets and maybe have a long-term goal, potentially the $1 million sellout or something like that. So strategy is really, really important skill to understand, to know what you really want to have when you buy these particular websites. And the other thing too is, of course, the strategy around not just what to buy, but then what to do with them. So that's what we spend a lot of time teaching our students about, is getting a really clear strategy and goals in mind, and then buying the websites to suit that will serve that purpose.
Now, the third key skill that, and in my opinion, one of an incredible money-making skill in this digital age is how to do website due diligence. Particularly if you want to buy websites for profit, you need to know how to do due diligence. But even just as a skill, when I look back over our business career and we hang out with a lot of very successful high net worth business entrepreneurs, all of them know how to value businesses and know how to do due diligence on businesses. So what we do, we teach people how to value websites because they're businesses, and how to do website due diligence, or do how to make sure there's a real website. And
knowing what questions to ask.
Yeah, knowing what questions.
That's the most important thing in due diligence, is just knowing what to check and knowing what questions to ask.
Because this is a very unique skill, especially in this day and age. Most people haven't bought or sold a bricks and mortar business.
Or even a property. You might do one property or two properties in your life.
Let alone a website. Now, obviously with websites, there's some very specific things that you need to do when you do due diligence before buying a website that you need to learn. And one of the things that one of our mentors taught us many years ago is the more unique skills that you have in life, the more money you can make. And so think of someone that works in McDonald's, they're paid a base wage because anybody can work in McDonald's, versus a high net worth entrepreneur who knows how to do due diligence on, say, websites or on businesses, and they can buy and sell them. That is a highly, highly paid and sought after skill. So it's worth learning that skill in this day and age.
It also lets you find those diamonds in the rough. That's the skill that lets you recognize an opportunity. Yep. And that's really important. I love that quote from Robert Kiyosaki, that most people don't get wealthy in life because they're not trained, or they don't know how to recognize the opportunities that right in front of them every day. And that is so true. It's when you train yourself to recognize an opportunity, and due diligence is a very big part of that. Understanding how to value and what questions to ask, and know what can be done. When you know that, suddenly there's all this huge world of opportunities opens up to you that you never even knew potentially before even existed.
You'll be like a kid in a candy shop, like I am at my lunch breaks. I look at all these websites and I go, there's opportunity. I'm going to write to that owner and say, do you want to sell your website to me? You can see so much opportunity out there.
That's it. Number 4, and this is an interesting skill, probably one that you wouldn't have thought about for this particular, we're talking about buying websites here, but number 4 skill to develop, and is actually a soft skill, is empathy, understanding how to help people. Because actually what we're doing in this business, when we own websites that deliver content and review products and do all those sort of things, what we need to do is deliver a really awesome experience for the people who are coming to that website. Our whole goal is to help them make a buying decision, help them get answers to their questions or solve their problems. And if you can approach this with that attitude, I'm here to help people. How can I serve these people and make this experience really easy for them, help them smoothly move through and and find what they're looking for, you will succeed, because that's what makes a great user experience. That's what Google loves. That's what the search engines love. They'll rank your site higher if you provide that awesome experience for people. So actually, one of the big skills that we help people learn is empathy, understanding people and figuring out how can I deliver a great result and all the answers that they're looking for.
And importantly, we teach them, how do you get that onto a website?
Yeah.
That's the gold. When you can do that, and because you're there to help your visitors to your website. And there's certain easy things that you can do. This is what we do when we're renovating a website. We're thinking, okay, when someone gets here, are they getting what they want very quickly? Because no one has much attention span these days. So not only do we want to help them, we want to help them real quick.
And let's go for number 5.
Oh yeah.
And this is another soft skill that we found has made a massive difference. So our most successful students have a sense of curiosity. They're open to learning. They're open to finding out more. They want to investigate things, because obviously we buy websites that are in topics that we have no idea about, but we're interested. We go and learn about them, and we get our strategy set.
We do a bit of research.
Because we do a bit of research, and it's really fascinating. It's actually quite fun. And the other thing too, that sense of curiosity, but also a sense of determination, of consistency and determination, like having that long-term goal, those long-term plans, just showing up each day and doing some step towards the goal. That's what we've seen is makes such a difference to us.
Setting an intention in life, you're serious about this. Okay, it might be a side hustle for you, or a side hobby, and it's something maybe you want to expand your education, become digitally educated. But at the end of the day, if you want to make the big money out of this, as Liz said, our most successful students, what we have noticed is they are determined. This is what they want to do. They want to get out of their job. Normally, that's the number one determinant. It's pretty easy,
that's what makes them determined.
Yeah, it's actually pretty easy to find self-motivated clients of ours who come onto our courses because they want to get out of their jobs or they're approaching retirement. So that gives that drive. But it is something that we've noticed, and also in our lives, it's a huge impact for us and our clients. As I guess it's like you said, for the previous skill of helping people, this is one of those soft skills, having a sense of curiosity, and I'd like to add in there enthusiasm. You've got to be enthusiastic about this. You don't have to be enthusiastic about the topic that your website's in. We've got websites in topics that I have personally no interest in whatsoever, but what I am enthusiastic about is the research process, and I'm driven. And I'm curious. I've got determination. I want to make it work. I want to make this weird and wonderful little website work. I want to see it double its incomes and things like that.
And you show up.
And I show up, I'm there. And it's not like you have to work 9 to 5, but it means I'm just consistent with it. I show up and I add value to this website, and we get it going. So
and what's really interesting is when people get in that kind of, what we found is when they get in that mindset, and we're going right back to our number 1, understanding websites, people start having a lot of fun. And suddenly this sense of creativity, like you got to watch, we'll put a link in below, Sharon's interview. She's a litigation lawyer, and she spent 25 years doing this career that she really didn't like. And now that she's switched over to digital, suddenly she's discovered a whole new superpower she didn't know she had. She's loving it and loving the creativity of it and the helping people. She feels like she's really helping people now.
Well, what I'm amazed, and I said this to Sharon on a coaching call, this is like your secret superpower. Where the hell have you been for the last 25 years? It's happened. So 25 years, lawyer, burnt out, all that sort of stuff. Jumps into this stuff.
He goes, this is awesome.
Bam! Within
months.
She's
she's quit her job. She's only 7 months in. She's
quit
her job.
Make sure you read the interview. It's an amazing story. But it's really cool. Talking of skills, I think it brings out. It's not a skill of curiosity, but and creativity, but that's the sense of. I guess it's a soft skill.
Yeah. So there you go. There's our top 5 skills. That's what we've noticed really makes the difference, moves the needle for the people that we've trained over the last 10 years in buying websites for profit. these are the guys, this is what we've noticed makes that difference and creates that level of success and gets them to where they want to be and achieves their goals. Now, if you want to learn more, we'll put a link to our masterclass in the link below.
Yep.
But look around our YouTube channel. We've got heaps of videos there where you can learn a lot more about how do you get into this world of buying, renovating, and selling websites for profit.